Kim Anderson with Oklahoma Cooperative Extension Service, Oklahoma State University. And I've learned that the only fair way to buy wheat is to grade it accurately. On this video, let's talk about using the Carter Day Dockage machine to remove dockage from wheat. The steps for that is you'll, of course, get a wheat sample out of the truck. You'll get it into the grading station and measure out about 1,025 grams for clean wheat. And the more dockage it has in it, you'll want to increase those grams. If it's got quite a bit of dockage, you may want up to, say, 1,125 grams. If you don't get additional weight, once you get that heavy dockage removed, you may not have enough wheat to determine test weight. Once you weigh out that sample, you'll want to determine moisture. Then you'll want to remove the dockage, weigh the dockage out. You want to check that clean sample with the dockage out for odors. You'll determine test weight. Then you'll weigh out about 250 grams and determine the percentage shrunken and broken. After you get the SBK out of it, you'll get about a 30-gram sample for foreign material and a 15-gram sample for damage. So now you've got your 1,025-gram sample of relatively clean wheat, and you've got your Carter Day Dockage machine. Now there's two ways to set it up. One is for relatively clean wheat, and the other is for wheat with a relatively high percentage of dockage. Now, on the Carter Day, for both clean and trashy wheat, you've got your air set on 4, your feed on 6. You've got a plate on the side of the Carter Day over here that tells you the settings for each commodity and the screens and the riddles and how to set the machine up. Set up for clean wheat in the top slot, you got a number 2 riddle. The number 2 slot is empty. In the number 3, you've got a number 2 sieve, and in the number 4 slot, you've got a number 2 sieve. So you got 2 number 2s, an empty, and a number 2 riddle. Now on your pans on this machine, you've got the dockage pan here. It's on the inside there. It's for the dockage or material that's removed with your aspirator. You've got the top pan, which is what goes over the riddle. That is dockage. The number 2 pan, or pan C in this schematic, is your clean wheat. Your third pan here is normally empty. Underneath the belly of the pan here, pan F, it's dockage. It's a bottom collection pan. And then this pan E here on the bottom, on the back, is what I call it. It's a determination pan. If it's more than 50% by weight dockage, then you'll want to either call it dockage, or you'll want to take out the number 2 sieves and put in take out a number 2 sieves, put in number 9 sieve, and rerun this machine for dockage with a number 9 sieve. So if you had more than 50% dockage, so you left in the number 2 riddle, you replaced the number 2 with a 9-hole, or this slot here, you put in the 9-hole swag sieve, or number 9 swag hole sieve. You're empty in the middle, and your bottom sieve, you left the number 2 in there. So you've got your dockage, clean wheat, empty, and wheat or dockage here. So you use this number 2, this bottom pan here. Also, after you run it this way, if it's more than 50% by weight dockage, it'll go in the dockage pan. If it's over 50% by weight wheat, it'll go in the clean wheat. And because it's shrunken and broken, it'll go in there and you'll remove it out later.
I'm at the Food and Ag Products Center today at Oklahoma State University, and I'm going to demonstrate the use of the Carter Day Dockage machine. We're going to run 2 different samples today, a clean sample and a dirtier sample. First, I will demonstrate the use of the clean sample. The setup for the machine is here on the side. We have a number 2 riddle on top, 2 number 2 round hole screens in the back. And 1 in the middle. We'll turn the machine on and put the clean sample in. and make sure you had pans in all of the slots so you don't spill grain all over the floor while you're in the process. This is your clean grain. We started with a sample size of about 1,025 grams. The top pan contains dockage. The bottom pan is where the shrunken and broken would be, and you make a visual judgment by weight if you have more dockage or shrunken and broken by weight. It appears to be more dockage, so we're going to combine it with the top pan. You have two other pans. On the side here is one. And down on the bottom. This is also a good place to look for any insects that might be in the sample. You also want to check the sample for odor. It smells fine. We're going to weigh the dockage. 0.6 grams of dockage. Now we'll get the test weight. You make 3 strokes with the striker straight up and down. 1, 2, 3. Let's remove the dockage. Switch the scale to pounds per bushel. And we have a test weight of 59.6. With the remaining sample, you will get 30 grams to pick for foreign material and 15 grams to pick for damage. Now we're going to run a sample with more dockage and foreign material in the sample. We have a slightly different setup on the machine. We're going to use a number 9 slotted screen in the top and leave one number 2 screen in the bottom. Here's my clean grain, and we'll need to use a larger sample size if you have more dockage in the load. Otherwise, you won't have enough clean grain to get a test weight when you're done with the Carter Day machine. The top pan has dockage. The bottom pan, we make a visual judgment by weight. If it's more shrunken and broken by weight, it goes back into the sample. Or if it's more dockage, it will go in with the other dockage. It is more shrunken and broken, so it will go back in with the clean grain. We'll get the side pan again, more dockage. And the bottom pan, I don't see any insects, a little bit of dockage there. We'll check the sample for odor. It smells fine. We'll weigh up the dockage. And we have 75.6 grams of dockage. Again, we'll hold the striker straight up and down and 3 zigzag motions. 1, 2, 3. We switch the scale from grams to pounds per bushel. And we have a test weight of 60.1. Now I'm going to determine shrunken and broken. We're going to use an 0/64 by 3/8 slotted screen. You always want to shake in the direction of the slots. We're going to weigh up approximately 250 grams for this procedure. It does not have to be exactly 250 grams, as long as you know exactly how much you're using so you can calculate a percentage when you're done. I'm going to use 246 grams. You need to shake it at least 20 times. We have 2.2 grams of shrunken and broken. From the sample that has the shrunken and broken removed, we're going to weigh up an additional 30 grams to pick for foreign material and 15 grams to pick for damage. I have 29 grams for foreign material. And 16.4 grams for damage.
To determine our dockage, we got a 1,025 gram sample of clean wheat. We got a 1,125 gram sample of the trashy wheat. First thing we do is check the air collection pan, because that's the one we're liable to forget. We'll turn on the machine. You also want to check, make sure all the pan's on. If you're just watching that video again, watch Joe. After he flipped and got everything in there, he looked back and checked those pans, because like he said, you can make a mess there. You want to dump the sample in the hopper. You want to check your clean pan as that wheat fills in it. Sometimes that'll overflow, and so you just may want to smooth that out sometimes. Once everything's done, you want to empty your air collection dockage pan first. That way you won't forget it. You want to combine pans A, B, and F for dockage. That bottom pan on the back, if it's less than 50% wheat, in other words, it's greater than 50% dockage, you'll probably want to take out the number 2 and put in a number 9. If it's greater than 50% wheat, then you add that to the clean wheat. You do the test weight. You get 250 grams for shrunken and broken, somewhere around 250. And once you get the SBK out, you want to calculate that percentage. Then you want to get a 15 gram sample for damage and a 30 gram sample for foreign material. Remember, the only fair way to buy wheat is to grade it accurately.